All right, so this is my recovery system. This is the my manual winch system. I've got another bag that's the sort of for dynamic pulls, 200 feet of rope, soft shackles in there, and D rings. But this is specifically for the worst case scenario if you're by yourself. Okay, what do we have? We've got a Wyeth-Scott 3-ton power puller. This thing's a monster. All this stuff you'll find YouTube videos on. You know, I did my research just like anybody would. This thing, absolute monster. 35 feet of synthetic rope. It has the hooks connected on it. There's a back hook. There's a hook on the actual rope. Comes with an additional pulley. And I also bought the extended handle. This system alone is pretty capable because with the additional pulley, allows you to set up a 2-to-1 scenario. So you get a 2-to-1 advantage. So, you know, half the force on the rope. You also get half the distance. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. And then also with the extended handle, you're also halving your work input there. So this thing is already really, really nice on its own. But when you're off-roading by yourself, you want that maximum capability because you are by yourself. Better to have it and not need it, right? So the rest of this stuff is from Yankum. 2 of their offset Snatch rings. I got 100 feet of winch line extension. I was already on the website, so I bought 2 tree savers and 2 of their soft shackles. These are the extended soft shackles. The reason why I got those is my other kit, I've got the Rhino USA ones, and they're perfectly fine. I'm not, you know, this is not about brands or anything like that. But these extended ones, something that was pointed out, the videos that you see online, they couldn't get these things to fail. I think they got to like 80,000 pounds on them, and they were still fine. You're never going to be inputting something like that into your system, but safety margins are a thing, and more of a safety margin, why not? So these will wrap through here twice, and I thought that was a good idea. Also, because I already have standard soft shackle lengths, why not have some longer ones, just for diversity, right? So what can you do with this kit? Oh, another thing. This bag is just a standard like bucket style rope bag. It's 26 inches high if you sort of want to get an idea, but all of this stuff fits in here. This come along is not light. I will say that. This system is not the lightest thing in the world, but this bag also has back straps on it. So if you ever have to venture out to something, it's doable. And that's really another point here. I'm not a fan of winches on vehicles, not because of the look thing. Although I'm obviously, that's a personal preference. I can go either way on it. I personally don't care for it that much, but I've seen some systems that are pretty cool, especially some of the hidden winch systems. But what this system allows to do with a manual winch is, one, sometimes you can't get a vehicle where you need it to be able to do a winch recovery. And when you're in the forest, and that's typically what I'm doing, sometimes you're in situations where you just can't get a vehicle to where a person is stuck. I've seen it happen. I've been in situations where I thought it could happen and I turned around. When I got stuck, that was one of the times I should have turned around and I didn't. So, lesson learned. But the nice thing about this is because this packs in a bag and I can go, really like right up to where a vehicle is stuck, including my own, but it could be someone else as well, right? Well, having another 100 feet and having, 2 of these tree savers and the extended shackles, this just gives me a lot of capability here. Each one of these snatch rings actually is 2 snatch rings in one. So you can go through them, but you can also go around them. And I've got 2 of them. Now, that allows you to do, just with these guys, up to a 5-to-1 rigging. All right, it'd be a little bit. You could actually rig it with this. I'm gonna test that. But first of all, hopefully you're never in a situation where you need that much capability. But, you know, if you're already doing 12,000 pounds, because this 3-ton it's a 6,000 pound deadlift and a 12,000 pound pull. So this winch already is very, very capable. Every time you multiply, you also lose line length, so or winch length in terms of your effective distance you can pull. So having the extension is good in that case. But where this also works a little bit better than a vehicle winch is in a case where you have to do a redirect. So maybe you're trying to pull a vehicle sideways, but but how do you rig that, right? So having these rings, in addition to this, this already comes with this. So I really have 3 pulleys here, or well, 2, 4, and a 5th one, if you think about it that way. But again, this is about options as someone who might have to do a self-recovery on themselves. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to really solve a lot of problems for me, but I wanted to show it just as my version of a recovery kit. And really the cool thing is it does just pack in this bag. I've got my vehicle recovery bag. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I got 200 feet of rope in there and a bunch of stuff. It's in a bag that's just a little bit taller than this. So both of them are able to fit in the Bronco, no problem. Or I have a Bronco, but any vehicle. I mean, it's not a large system. So I'm excited about it. It's got a lot of capabilities. Looking forward to testing it and seeing what it can do. Okay, test number 1. This is a baseline test. We've got the Wyeth-Scott Come Along Tree Saver soft shackle connected to a Bronco. This is a single line pull, and I'm just trying to get a feel for it. Hard to do this and film at the same time, but this is the extended handle too. So hopefully, well, like I said, this will be a baseline. I'm pretty sure this will be fairly tiring, but let's just see. The Bronco is just parked. I didn't turn on the lockers or anything like that. It's just got the parking brake on, so just to make it a little bit harder. But again, I'm just trying to get a test of things. So here we go. You know what? I can't film this at the same time, so let me go ahead and work this, and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, I can tell you this is very, very difficult on a single line pull. It's still loaded, so I'm not gonna walk across it, but just to show you here, see these 2 tread marks, like right here, this one, that's about how far I moved it. It's inches, and this is already very difficult. Again, the parking brake is on just to make things more difficult on purpose, to simulate really being bogged down in mud. So yeah, single line pull, nope. Let's go double line. All right, so this is a double line pull. So this is just using the Wyeth-Scott with its pulley that comes with it. Same setup back here, nothing's changed. But now up here, we have and this is not really loaded yet. It's just loaded, so it loaded enough to keep the rope on the pulley. So see what's going on there. And this is a 2-to-1. So, and I guess what I'll do this time is be a little bit more scientific. What we got? All right. So let's do that. I did move forward again, but let's just clear this out and let's just kind of see from where, let's just call it like that. We'll do that. See how far back we move from there. All right, working it again. Be right back. All right, so it's maybe been 2 minutes or so. Not even. Less than 5. I think less than 2 minutes. And I'm not sure if it's coming on the video. I'm winded, for sure. Definitely winded. But let me show you guys the progress here. First of all, line is still loaded. I'm not going to step across it. I'm going to zoom in. Look at that. See that? Let's come over here. It's a little less clear here. But you see, from where that stick was, we've moved maybe a foot. Maybe a foot. Kind of hard to tell. But, yeah, I gotta tell you, even though I'm winded, you know, guys that work out, 120, 130, right? I'm already coming back down. Probably back at about 120. Be sprinting for myself. It's like just finish the set and 30 seconds after. Okay. Still load on here, so not gonna cross over it, but clearly I moved this thing a foot in maybe 2 minutes. Like I said, I don't think it was even that much. There wasn't as much sand underneath the front tires. Here's the back rear, and you can see from here to here. Maybe it's probably not quite a foot then, maybe a little bit less. We're offset too, so clearly a lot of progress. Now you're probably thinking, well, geez, that's only a foot. What if you're stuck 10 feet in something, right? Well, 2 times 10, 20 minutes. But here's the other point. The parking brake is on, okay? So it's not, we didn't roll this a foot. We literally dragged this Bronco a foot. So yeah, it's, this is already, just on a 2-to-1, this is already pretty good. Let me just come back over here. Let me see what else I can do. This is 2-to-1. Oh, something I should mention. So with the single pull, wasn't getting anywhere. And one thing that, in case you guys haven't used this before, this is it's one-handed, right? Walk it up. Go one more. There we go. So the way you release these, the Wyeth-Scott has 2 releases. When this comes down, that's a release right here. Okay, bring this down now. This piece here, this is your secondary. Okay, so, or maybe reverse. So see how that moves? All right, so that would unlock it, and then you push down to unlock the mechanism, but you're pushing on, it's a bad angle, you're pushing on, where is it, this piece right here. Now when you're under load, okay, that is hard to do. I couldn't release it. I had to back the Bronco up to drop the slack in the line. So something that I would recommend, which I hadn't thought of, which is why you should be out here testing, right, is don't even bother with the single line pull, because if it gets, essentially bound up over here, you're not going to be able to unlock this, and then you're stuck again, right? So what I would suggest, start with a 2-to-1. Now I think I'm going to try I'm see if I can try a 3-to-1. But like I said, just on the 2-to-1 right now, this is, like I said, it's probably 6 inches a foot, whatever you want to call it, in under 2 minutes, okay, with the parking brake on. If to again simulate dragging, being really bogged down. Not real winded. I feel perfectly fine, right? After at this point, I've been talking for almost 5 minutes. But that's also something I wanted to point out. If this gets bound up because you're not able to put enough force on there, and you're going to try to let it out and re-rig for 2, 3, 4 to 1, whatever, you may not be able to. And that's something I had not thought of. So just throwing that out there as well. But let me see what else I can come up with. Be right back.
So let's come back to this for a second. I tested this again, and the problem was not the winch being bound up. The problem is not having enough leverage on this release I'm pointing to here. With the extended handle, if you're trying to come down, and you see how I'm hooked into a soft shackle here. What's happening is that you can't get enough pressure on the release, and it feels like it's not going to unlock. What you actually need to do, and I would actually recommend taking off the extended handle so you have a little bit more leverage, is if you push it all the way down so that you're on the ground basically, or you have as much pressure as possible, it will release. It's going to feel weird, but again, what's happening is that you've got so much force on this that it's keeping the winch up and pushing down on it. You're not getting enough pressure on the release. So I still would recommend starting with a 2 to 1, but to release this, you just have to have enough pressure on this release I'm pointing to. So it just felt a little bit weird, but I wanted to point out that there's nothing wrong with the winch. It's not precarious or anything like that. I was just having a problem getting enough pressure on it. So let's go ahead and get to test number 3.
Okay, so check this out. This is a 3 to 1 now. So what we got is the come along with the 35 feet of synthetic rope. It's not all the way out, but I just moved up the Bronco, so it was right there, right to the snatch ring. Then from that snatch ring, we go back to, let me zoom in to the tree here. I had to break out the Rhino USA, the shorter soft shackles. Using the other tree saver, but I got that there. And then from that ring, we go all the way back up to the Bronco. And here, another soft shackle. This one's also Rhino USA. And what you're looking at there, so this is a Alpine butterfly. It's a symmetrical knot. It can be tied in the middle of a rope. So I'll typically do something like that when, clearly this is a 100-foot line extension and we didn't need all that. Okay. So what do? Well, this is one of the things you can do. Alpine butterfly knot, symmetrical knot, and symmetrical knots tend to be a little bit stronger in terms of what they can take. So is it ideal? No. Will it work? Yes. Ashley Book of Knots. I think I said that on another video. YouTube, learn knots. It'll you'd be surprised what you can do with different knots. But anyway, this is 3 to 1. Let me see, what else did I do? Oh yeah, I cleared out the space here to behind the tires. I sort of just brushed that out just to see what's going on here. And again, I'm gonna just do it by feel and see how this works. We're a bit of a downslope here, so it's going to be ever so slightly pulling up grade as well. So this should be interesting. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, that was definitely tiring. Uh, what I will say is that this setup works. I did a solid 5 minutes this time, and what you'll see over here is that eyeballing this, I think I moved this. I don't know. This looks like about 2.5 feet or so. If I go to maybe the center of the tire, you can see all the sand and stuff getting bunched up there. At least on this side. The other side, where this is sort of offset. Line's still in the load, so I shouldn't be that close. Let me zoom in. It's not as much over there, just because there's more. Pulling more to this side because of where see where the tree is there, and the puller. So, yeah, this worked. Solid 5 minutes. Definitely a workout, but also, like I said, 2.5, 3 feet. Let's be conservative. Just call it two. Which is about 2 minutes on the 2-to-1, and this was also on a slight incline too. So honestly, if you got stuck and you had to do this, and you need about 10 feet, that was 5 minutes. Call it 2 feet. So you do the math. 5 times 5, right? 25 minutes. I mean, that's, to be, and this is an extreme situation. The 2-to-1 worked real good. Here you have the well, I already did that part, but everything still looks good here. This was pretty much against the snatch ring, so I could probably actually do the math that way, because whatever that distance to that distance is, divided by 3 is how much the Bronco moved, because this is 3-to-1. So that's the other thing. So you can see, in terms of work effort, a lot of line was taken up, but to move this 5,700 pound plus vehicle, lot more, a little less effort. I should have timed it last time. You would have seen it would have moved more. But yeah, I'm real happy with this kit. It could get a little bit more complicated. I'm only using the snatch rings. Let me go to this one, because like I said, it's still on the low there. But you can also, on these offset rings, you can also go around them as well. So there's still capability in this system, with those two snatch rings, and the pulley I just put back in the bag, because didn't need it for this. But there's still more rope there. So yeah, real happy with this. The one thing, again, just to keep in mind, once you start doing this, keep in mind you're gonna have, this is bound up, okay? You've got all this weight on it. You've got to get to the point where you can free yourself. Once you start this process, you're going to have to finish, because this is going to be bound up. You're not going to be able to unlock it. At least I haven't found a safe way to do it. I don't want to put my fingers in there with all of that weight on it. That doesn't seem very smart to me. So yeah, I am happy with this, but it's just something to keep in mind. Once you start this process, you're going to have to finish it. So you want to think that through. Do you do a setup that's going to give you more distance, or if you need more power, do you start with that? Because it does matter. This is on an incline. I mean, maybe if it was flat and I had to reset it, maybe I could do something. But yeah, this is under pressure. Maybe it's okay to do that, but like I said, I don't want to chance it. There's just too much weight on here to play around with something like that. But there you have it. Nice setup, nice equipment. Everything feels solid, and yeah.
I just want to reiterate that there is nothing wrong with the winch. It was all user error on my part. And after playing around with it some more, like I said earlier, it was just a matter of having enough force on this release that I'm pointing to here again. So I'm really happy with this kit. It's given me a lot more confidence to be out there. I know I have something that works now. It's tested, good quality parts, and I think that if you're looking for something, you don't have to do what I did, of course, but these are just some ideas maybe to help you build your own kit. I think I did even see that Yankum might have something very similar to what I put together here on their website, and other places do as well. It's again, this is not about brands. I just happen to like what I saw from Yankum. Um, if you're out there by yourself, and there's debates about whether you should off-road by yourself. We're not going to do that. Um, if you are out by yourself, or even if you aren't by yourself, you need to have some sort of recovery system with you. You really need two systems. You need a static system like you see here, which is more like a winch thing. You need a dynamic system like all the various dynamic rope products you see out there. So this is just something that is essential to being out there when you're off-road. And I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe have gotten some ideas from not only my experience getting stuck, but also from this solution I put together to help mitigate that in the future. So thanks for watching. See you out there.